Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Mangi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah Abdul Hakim. I'm gonna just talk in Wolof a little bit, explain them what's happened, what we're doing here, and after that I'm gonna introduce you with the people, Senegalese people all around the world, and we're gonna talk a little bit about your journey, okay?
Inshallah.
Yeah. Salaamaaleykum rahmatullah maa ngi siyaare bu baax a baax a baax maa ngi nuyoo di kontaan lool ci daje bi ak yéen fii ci Facebook bi waaw xam naa ni tey moom dañuy waxtaanee comme d'habitude Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall waxtaanee yoon wi waxtaanee Serigne Touba mais ci beneen forme ndax Serigne Touba dafa dem ba doon lu universel Maam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall doon lu universel mu am suñu ay mbokk taalibe yoo xamante ni dañoo nekk ak ñoom fii ci Amérique ndeysaan saa borom def si ñoom ñu bëgg Serigne Touba bëgg Maam Charam Fall te dund ab taalibe saa borom may leen ci ñu sori ci lool ndeysaan maanaam moom kii Abdou Hakim la tudd xam nga ku ko xamul xam naa après dinaa ko laaj ay laaj yoo xamante ne dama koy laaj ci anglais ngir ñu wan ni la mission bi nga xam ni Serigne Touba daf ñu ko dénk Cheikh Ibra dénk ñu ko daa war a wër ci àdduna te it làkk war te nekk barrière bi war a tax duñ ko am ndax da kii nga xam ni moom Abdou Hakim waaw dina wax fu mu jaar nan la def ba doonu murit li ci gën a am solo mooy ni mu xamee Serigne Touba bu muy xam Serigne Touba boobu université la nekk di jàng science islamique di jàng arabe ba ñu wan ko ay bind Serigne Touba bi ñu ko wanee bind Serigne Touba ci la dugg ci internet bi laajte kan mooy Serigne Touba mu dem ba am ci tasawuf fi mu toll nii depuis boobu mi ngi doon murit ndeysaan am ay doom tudde leen ay sëñ Fàllu di jàng mooy bu xuddoos di jàng Masaalikul Jinaan di ko jàngale it moom Baye Fall la saa borom boole ñu bëggoon ñu waxante. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm here today with my brother Abdul Hakim. Brother Abdul Hakim, he's from here. He's from United States of America. He's a Muslim, and he get his shahada. He took his shahada in 1997, right?
No. Yes.
Yes, and it's been a long time. He became a Muslim, and on top of that, he was at school to trying to, learn Arabic, have more knowledge in Islam. That's where he just, figure out Serigne Touba. And he got a long journey, and I really want everybody to meet him. I want him to talk to us about his journey, how he become the man he's become right now. His name is Serigne Abdul Hakim. Serigne Abdul Hakim, why are you not telling us some bit about yourself?
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam.
I grew up in the inner cities of Philadelphia, in the urban areas like Baltimore. I learned about Islam for about 17 years. When I was about 17 years old, through the persona of the Salafi movement, which, I spent about 25 to 20 years in that. Within the past 5 or 6 years, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala woke me up and called me to, the Aqidah of Abu Hassan al-Ash'ari and to the Maliki school. Upon my journey studying at FADA Institute, which is an online West African madakara, like an Islamic institution where they teach fiqh, Aqidah, tasawwuf, I came across some of Serigne Touba's writings in like Masalik and Janan and his commentary on Al-Jamia, which is a classical book on Arabic. And upon me doing my research and, searching the internet, I found some articles about who he was, images. And I had a friend who was actually, who is a Mouride with a Baye Fall sheikh out of Senegal. And I started asking him questions about it. So I decided to cross over, become Mouride. And upon me finding out, I started to Google around the area of the dairas that we have within the Maryland area. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called me to Dar Toba, where I met the sheikh and other different sheikhs that's been coming and traveling around the world. So for the past maybe year and 5 months, me, my wife, my children, we got initiated into the Mouride Tariqa. And I can tell you my journey, my happiness, even when I read the Qasas, hear the chant, the Baye Fall chant, it's amazing. It's something that, every African American predominantly, reason why I say African Americans, this is our culture. It's something that's been taken away from us. And now, slowly but surely, we are coming back to that way. And I ask Allah by the blessings of Maam Sheikh Baye Fall and Serigne Touba to allow our people to recapture that which was, because what Maam Sheikh Baye Fall and Serigne Touba left in this earth is irreplaceable. Wallahi is irreplaceable.
MashaAllah. So my question for you gonna be the next. So how you describe yourself? You know, the way you become Murid, the way you embrace to being Murid, and the way you unlock your superpower and you discover yourself. What is like the how you can tell us about?
I can tell you that if you're looking for character transformation, it happens over stages. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I noticed that when you do the dhikr of Allah, you know, your shaykh, he gives you the dhikr of Allah. If you do that consistently, along with doing the qasad that he recommend, it's gonna change you. You're gonna see life differently. Like when you don't have like insan, like, you know, when you take insan out, I said this many other times in some of my lectures. You take insan out of the equation, you got a bunch of angry Muslims. So when you practice Islam properly and you obey the recommendations of your sheikh, I believe by following your sheikh and doing as he say, you're not gonna have no problem. It's going to elevate you. It's good, like when I hear Sindidi, and I said this many times in some of the diaries that I go to, when you hear Sindidi and you really meditate on the words, not just you reading this, listen to it, it takes you to another state of reality.
MashaAllah. And how you can just like describe your 24 hours, like being a Murid, you know what I mean? What it really changed on you? What exactly you doing? And because like what happened, a lot of folks they really like the culture, you know what I mean, and they really like to the culture Baye Fall, because obviously the culture Baye Fall is something really deep, really he talk with every African American for real. But bottom line is different, the culture and the religion, because you have to be really spiritual. And why you really fascinate me is like on top of the culture, we are really knowledgeable about it. You read a lot, you know a lot about the Quran, you know a lot about the Tasawwuf, you know a lot about Serigne Touba book, and you try every time to improve yourself, to move forward yourself in better direction, you know, when it's coming to the side of Serigne Touba. How you can tell us about it?
My first 24 hours of Murid is like, I don't like to use this analogy, so please forgive me. It's like a kid in a candy store. You know how you send a child to the store, he wants all the candy he sees? I was like that. Every book that I could find in my language, I was looking for on Serigne Touba. Like I was hitting the Amazon, spending like maybe $200-300 to find every single book I could find in English at the time, before I found out that the qasads were written in Arabic. So every event that came up, Bumba Day, I was at the qasad table. Like on the Maga, I was at the qasad table. The Baye Fall chant in Philly, I was there. It was just like something in me was pulling me to the writings of Serigne Touba.
What is the best Hasaid? What is your favorite Hasaid for you?
Masalikul Jinan.
Masalikul Jinan, The Way of Paradise. So like, I mean, I'm really interested by this book as well, because The Way of Paradise, Masalikul Jinan, is one of the Hasaid we can help like a beginning like us to be better. So we're gonna talk about knowledge, you know what I mean, because they got a chapter Serigne Touba was talking about the knowledge, and this vision of knowledge is really different about a lot of different vision. What you can share with us, you know, some wisdom you get from the Masalikul Jinan, really helping you to be the people you are right now.
One of the foundational principles when he speaks about the different 4 types of enemies, he speaks about the dunya. He speaks about the shaitan, he speaks about the hawa, and he speaks about the nafs. And he said, if you can control these 4, you're on your way to Jannah. Because like, if you go back into the hadiths, like Umar ibn Khattab, for example, he was able to master the shaitan. Like if they said shaitan took one road, he see Umar, he crossed the street, go somewhere else.
Yes, for sure.
Because Umar understood the importance of practicing of tasawwuf. Because it was able to control ourselves, you know. And this is what Serigne Touba was trying to manifest through Masalik and Jinan, showing you self-control, especially when you're living in a country like America, where you're being tested with finance, you're being tested with, you know, your co-workers, or wherever you're at in the world, the stores. You're going to find people who are going to say things about you being Muslim, about you being Mouride Baye Fall, ridiculing you, but you got to learn how to properly control yourself. You know, like Serigne Touba, he went through so much. He went through being exiled. They tried to kill him. Went to putting him in the den with the lion. Imagine all of this happening to, I'm not even gonna say this man because he's beyond that.
Yeah, for sure.
He's beyond that. He was an envelope, a light. He said, I'm not human, jinn, or angel. Just imagine all what he went through. If we could pick up just a little slack what he went through, is enough. It is enough because he didn't react in a negative manner when he went into the courts of the French and they prayed 2 rakats of salat. And they was like, oh, you can't do that here. You can't do that here. Because we are the law here. Surrey Tuba said, listen, only Allah is the lawgiver. That's showing you the piety and the taqwa that he had, that he didn't fear the creation, he feared the law. If we pick up a little bit of that from the sides of Surrey Tuba, we're on our way. It don't, like one sheikh told me this. He said, Allah gives us only a juice of the qasad is enough because the qasads of Surrey Tuba is beyond our articulation and beyond our human comprehension.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mashallah, brother Abdul Hakim, for just you listening this video, you know, we are with Mr. Abdul Hakim, Salim Abdul Hakim, our brother from another mother, but our brother from the same sake of Salim Tuba, from the same faith. He was telling us about his journey, how he became his big Baye Fall, because we really deep, you know. When you listen to this guy talking, you know he's not here just for the bling bling. Because something I don't like it about as a Baye Fall is like a lot of people they embrace the Baye Fall because of the culture. Nothing bad with that, don't get me wrong. You know, Baye Fall is really powerful and it's a really cultural thing. But on top of that, you have to remember we are a Muslim before anything else, and we are a Mouride, and being a Mouride and being a Baye Fall and is a really high maintenance thing, you know what I mean? You know, I'm not gonna tell people can be a Baye Fall right now because you gotta get ready to be a Baye Fall, like, you know, for our conversation, for what we're talking about, because for me a Baye Fall is all about getting ready. It's like a high maintenance, it's the top of the human being. You have to be a lot of sacrifice, and a lot of people are not aware to do all the sacrifice to be a Baye Fall. So for you, I'm gonna tell you this. We are in process right now. We are in process to become the best version of ourselves. We are in process to being Baye Fall deeply outside and inside. So like, what is take like for somebody like you born in United States of America, being a black man, you know, maybe never know about Islam. What is like the best way or the best advice you give to these people with an individual who's gonna become like you?
I'll say that being black in America isn't easy. No. Being Muslim isn't easy. Because every day you walk outside your house, you say Bismillah, you don't know you're coming back.
Absolutely.
You know, you could be gunned down by the police or the next black man who might be uncivilized, who might not even know the value of that. And I was just talking to a friend of mine in Senegal. I said, you don't know how rough we got in here. I mean, Absolutely. You have it easy compared to us, you know. My city, where I grew up in Philadelphia, they hitting almost a thousand murders in a year's time. So it is rough. The best advice I can tell the brothers and sisters is don't give up your thick of Allah. Don't give up patience, because at the end of the day, we all gonna be united either in this life or we coming together in Jannah. That's the best advice I can tell people. Just patience. Put your trust in Allah. Put your trust in your thicker of Allah. You know, don't just wear your beads around your neck. Use them.
Yeah, that's what the beads have to be used.
Yeah, use Absolutely. Them. Because
I'm like that. I like that, brother Hakim. And that's where I want to go with you. Because my question is gonna be the next. It's a really important question for me. Mam Shahram Afal. How you can describe? I see this smile. I see this laugh. Because like, I mean, just like hearing your name makes you smile like that. You know, that's the same thing for me. Mam Shahram Afal is like it. Mam Shahram Afal is. It's all over the place, you know. You cannot describe him. Like, just talk a little bit about him. You know, I want you to tell me what you feel about Mam Shahram Fall. Why is this deep connection with him coming? So how, you know?
My love for Mam Shahram Fall, who is known as Baba Mouride. In Arabic, just means the door of Mouridism. A lot of people don't understand Mam Shahram Fall. I'm telling you. I mean, especially people who today. Who said, I'm Baye Fall. They're looking for the hype. You know, to understand Mam Shahram Fall, you got to read the history. Why? Like, look at this. He was a prince. From the history that I read, was a prince.
For sure.
He gave up all his riches, disowned his whole empire to go follow Serene Tuba.
For sure.
You know, it's just amazing that he met Serene Tuba. I'm not sure the date in Ramadan. I know it's in 20th Ramadan, right? Searching, and he found one man. And he said, "Hold up, you're not the man I seen. You're not Serene Tuba." And when he sees Serene Tuba, he sees the image of Serene Tuba in Serene Tuba's eyes. He knew who he was. He loved Serene Tuba so much that he went and negotiated, from the history that I have, with the French to allow him out of exile. So if it wasn't for Serene Tuba, Mouridism would have died.
Absolutely.
And the beauty about being Baye Fall, by being Mourid, every other tariq is named after its founder. Tijani, Shatterly, Qadali. Mouridism is so unique that it's not named after Serene Tuba. He chose to give it a different name to reflect that it's real. It's really deep.
Absolutely.
Really deep.
Absolutely.
But this, I get, like, the reason why I smile and laugh sometimes about when I hear Sheikh Mohammed Fall's name, a lot of people ask me things like controversy topics about, you're Baye Fall, you don't have to pray couple Muhammad Shaykh Fall didn't pray. I remember I asked you this when you came to the Diary of Baltimore, and I explained to them when Muhammad Shaykh Fall went into a state of how he stayed there for a while. So then the laws of Tasawwuf governing that, you can't pray if you're in a spiritual state, such in a high spiritual status.
Absolutely.
So you have people who say, I'm not gonna pray because I'm Baye Fall. But if you go back and you really, really, really dig and look for the history, when Imam Shaykh Fall went to Mauritania, he prayed with the Awliya of Mauritania.
So, and it is really important. Like I told you, Baye Fall is a process, and Baye Fall is a process, and I want you to understand the process, and we all process differently. You know what I mean?
No.
And it's all about the knowledge you have before practicing. In Masalikul Jinan, Serene Tuba was telling us, practicing without knowledge is nothing. But a little practice with a full of knowledge is better than a lot of practices without knowledge.
True.
It's all about what kind of man you are. It's all about your journey, what you learn about it, and that's why what I'm saying to people, Baye Fall is like a way to be.
No.
You have to every day wake up trying to make yourself better. We're not just talk about the praying. We're not about that. That's not like the bottom line.
Down.
You know what I mean? Because no can assure you, if you pray 5 times a week or you just like you're gonna be in paradise. That's not the conversation.
No.
That's not what we're talking about. Because we talk about deeply. We talk about how you can transform your life, how you can unlock your superpower, how you can be a better man in this earth. So that's all about Baye Fall, you know what I mean? Because sometimes people gonna just stuck at the barely conversation talking about, he don't do that. That's not the bottom line. Who we are for judge people for what they are.
True.
Because what we do is mahna ashhadu an la ilaha illallah lan mooy maanaam seede mu benn buur bu ñu war a jaam bu dul yàlla mahnaaha maanaam yow tahidu nga fas ni an allah nekk yàlla waahidun kenn la sharika lahu amul kenn kuñ koy bokkaaleel wala yahbidu bi haqqi xayrihi duñ jaamu keneen ku dul yoon. Meaning, like you say it yourself, and all this Baye Fall telling the same thing, like they are one God, and God Muhammad is the prophet, and the Quran is the book. We all believe on things, but what makes us like being a good Muslim is the makarim al akhlaq.
No.
You know what I mean? The virtue of the main regard, and that's my focus when I talk about Imam Sharafat, and that's what I want you to be. You know what I mean? It's not about like just what people think they are Baye Fall. Now it's not about it, and that's why I feel connect with you, because the connection starts when you know as a Baye Fall you have to be knowledgeable. When you know as a Baye Fall you have to be a Muslim. Baye Fall is like you have to trust the process. You don't have to jump at the last.
It's like I gave you on Sunday. Pardon me.
Sure.
I spoke about Serene Tuba has 3 types of disciples. The one who works, who don't worship.
Okay.
The one who worship but don't work. Then you got the one who worships and works. So I said, you have to understand what type of Taliban you want to be.
You are, absolutely.
Because they all different levels. Because the Kidma, but you doing the Kidma for the Sheikh, that's the way of increasing your batin, your tarbiyah.
How do you describe khidma in your life?
Khidma. Working for Serene Tuba. Like, for example, I consider working for Serene Tuba delivering lectures at the Daira in English so people can understand some of the qazads in English.
What is your khidma, you say?
Khidma, work.
Yeah, what is your khidma, What is your khidma? What you know your khidma?
Like himma?
You sure?
Mawala Qudus, it really discusses the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like the 20 attributes. But you have to understand, when Serene Tuba write, he don't just write on the physical level. It's something I had to learn very early. I had one sheikh from Dakar called me one day, because I'm very close. I have a lot of friends.
Absolutely.
And he said, when you read in the Qasats, even like Mawala Qudus, there's an abjada behind that. I was like, what is abjad? He said there's spiritual meaning. So he don't just write straight to the point like what you're used to reading from other scholars when they write Aqidah texts. He gives you a meaning outwardly that deals with the Tawheed, outward Tawheed. Then he gives you the inner manifestation of Tawheed. Absolutely. So when you read Tawandaq al-Saghir, Masalik al-Janan, don't read it like you would read any other book. You read it with the intention to understand it with your soul. Because, like, when you hear the qasas being recited, I'm going to tell you firsthand, I used to have a lot of problems with my daughter when she used to come to the daira. And when she hears the qasas, it's just like elevates her. Makes her calm herself.
Absolutely. And don't get me wrong about it. Like, it's all about your journey, you know what I mean? Because, like, Serene Tuba, when you read the Hasai Serene Tuba, it's all about where you're from, what did you learn, what kind of man you're trying to become. That's where he's gonna connect to you. You know what I mean? Because it's like going to swim. The beach is really big. It depends on how you can swim. You know what I mean?
No.
If you're a good swimmer, you're gonna stay at the beginning. But if you can't go, you can go deeper. It gets more deeper when you are ready to elevate yourself. You know what I mean? It's all about elevate yourself. You know what I mean? And it's get any lucky of that. You just have to be ready or not. And that's my advice for all this young generation. We're kind of trying to be a Muslim. We're not trying to have some faith in this country. Just get ready. I mean, I'm not gonna tell people you have to be a Mouride today. No, just to learn what kind of people you are. You know what I mean? Just discover yourself after that. Go to the ABCD about Islam. You know what I mean? Just to know what it means to be Islam. What it means, like the Ihsan, the Islam. The three basic thing about Islam. After that, if you're ready to do it, if you can do a lot of sacrifice, if you can like just trying to put yourself at the next level, and come in the daira. We're gonna try with the books, you know what I mean? And we are lucky as a Mouride because Serene Tuba write a lot of books, you know what I mean? Sometimes when I talk to the American people, I don't have to open my mouth. I'm just gonna hang your book. And I'm good because I know somebody more eloquent than me gonna talk to you about yourself, and he know deeply more than I know. And it's all about, and Brother Abdul Hakim, I'm really happy to having you today. It's my honor, it's my pleasure to get you. And you already know it's always the greatest time to come to you. If you got any question you wanted me to ask, I can try to just answer one question. I'm really humble about it. I know I'm not really good and I'm supposed to be, but we can still do it.
This is a question I always want people to really ask. When you take this path, because the Baye Fall path is not just a path, it's this path of spiritual initiation. You gotta make sure and be cautious of what type of sheikh that you're taking on as your guide, because there's three types of sheikhs. You got the scholar, the sheikh of Tahlim, which is the one who's gonna teach you book knowledge. You got the sheikh of Tarbiyah, and you got the sheikh of Tarkiya, and you got the sheikh of Tasfiyah. You have to be mindful when you're taking the Sufi path or you're taking the spiritual path. You're not going to your path, your sheikh, to learn fiqh and aqidah. This is something that you learn in the methab or school fiqh for. A tariq is a spiritual order or spiritual method where your sheikh is going to take you to Allah, to get you to the divine proximity of Allah. And that was the duty of Imam Bamba. And he said, Serene Tuba said, those who want to seek book knowledge, go. It's everywhere around Sun. Go, you'll find it everywhere. And those who want spiritual knowledge, stay and follow me. This is why I'm here with the Sheikh. Absolutely. I'm looking for that knowledge of spirituality that's going to take me to Allah.
I mean, I wish I can give you what you need, but I know by the sake of God and by the help of Serene Tuba, I can do my best to helping you, because like I told you, I'm not gonna sell to myself. I am really ready to do it because I'm in becoming like you. You're really good on what you're doing and this. So you're talking about something really interesting. I'm trying to read some questions they ask right here. Maybe we don't have a lot of time to answer wide by question, but we're gonna try to do what we best. So what you want to do when we like look forward? Do you know? Iqbal, he just write a book about the recognition of Islam. He talking about the recognition of Taf of Islam. It's a really good book. I will suggest you guys is Iqbal. But he's talking about loyalty. He's talking about fidelity. It's all about the relationship you can have to your share. The first thing is like loyalty. Because like Serigne Touba and Mam Sharafal, they were really loyal together. You know, they were trying to stay together no matter what happened. And that's where God have to share with you the wisdom you deserve when you are loyal with your sheikh. Having a sheikh is just like you have to follow him. And if you go back to the Quran and you listen the surah when we're talking about Moses, you know, and Moses was following somebody. They I forget the name. He just out.
Qadir.
Khudar. Thank you for that. They call it Khudar. When Musa was following Khudar was telling him, hey, you don't have to ask me any questions about why I do that. You know what I mean? The why question, you have to avoid it. You know what I mean? It's really deep because, like, you know, we are the way you process your information and the way I process my information as somebody we go to school, we have to ask why. We have to ask why you did it. We have to get the meaning of doing that. But with your share, that's the hardest thing. So sometimes you don't have to ask why. You have to follow. And in the flowing prospect, maybe he knows something you really don't know, and that's where you can get the knowledge and the elevation you need. So it's all about the loyalty, and it's all about the how you follow, because Cheikh Ibrahima Fall was not the first one in Serigne Touba house. Why he's the Babul Mourideen? Because he knows the right way to follow Serigne Touba.
No.
Because he understood you don't have to ask any question of your spiritual leader, why you doing that, he did know. The bottom line is following him, and after that things will happen. And look at, after 3 years he became a sheikh, and now I am his grandson. I am trying to to work in my journey as well, but we still got this blessing right now. He didn't ask a lot of questions, that's why he got all this we're talking about. So I mean, like I told you, we gotta work on it together. You know, I am really happy for the connection. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him more blessing. And we're gonna do our best to help you to improve yourself, man. I am really honored to have you like a mbokku talibé, and together we're gonna stay Baye Fall.
Inshallah.
So you can just say bye to this nice people who are following us and trying to
Nigga book.
ñoo ko bokk. So you know some Wolof?
A little bit, I'm learning.
So maybe
you can teach me, inshallah.
Say goodbye to the people in Wolof. I will say what.
I don't know how to say that.
Jërëjëf.
Oh, jërëjëf.
Jaajëf bégee.
Jërëjëf.
Asalaamaaleykum. Jërëjëf, maa ngi siyaare bu baax a baax sañ aspirant jàmm, yow tardé nga de, yow yaa waroon def liggéey bi. Jërëjëf, maa ngi siyaare bu baax a baax. Mu mel ni dañoo amoon ay waxtaan ñu waroon sekk ak suñu mbokku taalibe bi nga xam ni moom Baye Fall la bëgg, Maam Sera Fall lool, ndeysaan bëgg Serigne Touba, te it boole ci di gëstu sëriñ bi, ndax lu ci gën solo mooy nekk ci yoon bi, xam ni da nga war a gëstu, xam ni yoon bi du ornement, xam ni yoon bi du modèle, du lu bari. Yoon bi da nga war a xam lan moo la fi indi, da nga war a xam ni lépp xam-xam la. Après boo xamul loolee lépp doo mën a doon Baye Fall, doo mën a doonub taalibe nag dafa metti, ndax fi mu toll nii lu bari daan wuyu ci yoon bi te du yoon bi. Cheikh Ibrahima Fall du lu bari, Cheikh Ibrahima Fall bokkul ak loolu. Cheikh Ibrahima Fall lu sérieux la, loo xamante ne balaa nga fiy jug di ko dox bëgg a doon Baye Fall da ngay pare bu baax a baax. Léegi nag ñun sénégalais yi bu ñu amul chance, américain yii nii ngeen gis ñoom ñooy ñëw jël sëriñ bi ci ñun. barki maam Serafal ndax yenn saa yi ñoom ñu laaj la lenn loo xamante ne yow doo ko xam barki maam Serafal la nga dem ubbiwaat téere yi jàngiwaat ko ngir maanaam ñoom seen xel fu mu toll Serigne Touba say something. He said, God has ordered me to proclaim that I am a shelter, and whoever want to bliss in this world and the hereafter refuge into me. That's deep.
No.
He was not talking to the Senegalese people. That's what I'm trying to explain. So I just want you for the last to tell all the Senegalese people, all these African people, Serigne Touba is not just for them.
Ain't just for them, because Serigne Touba said that majority of my followers will not speak Wolof.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm talking about. So and that's where we are. It's not just about Wolof. We're gonna go at one time. If you want to talk about Serigne Touba, you have to be, speak Spanish, speak German, Spanish, all this language. You have to do it if you want to talk about Serigne Touba, Imam Sharaf Ali, because it is more than we think, and a better day will come, and we can trying to, jërëjëf I feel really, I'm really happy for you. jërë ngeen jëf ku baax maa ngi sant bu baax a baax xam naa ni ñoo ngi koy yamale foofu xam naa ni yu mel nii du gëj nañ waxtaan ak ñi nga xam ni dañuy làkk français après ñi nga xam te dañuy làkk anglais ñëpp ñi nga xam ne dañoo bëgg xam sëriñ bi bëgg ci gëstu nañ fexe ba suñu espace bu ndaw bi nii doon foo xam ni dañ fay toog di jàngale sëriñ bi barki maam Sarafa lépp des ci sëriñ bi yàlla ñu sëriñ bi gën a lu fi dëng nag suñu jëmm yu xeebu yi la waaye lu fi jub la sëriñ bi la jërëjëf kontaan nañu bu baax a baax suñu siyaar ci guddi ajama bu baax dañu ñëpp fasaaleel ci barkeb xasida yi say last word to everybody.
So everybody, just keep up the reading on the Qasaid. Put your trust in Allah by the blessings of Imam Sheikh Fall.
Jërëjëf. Tawfeex.
Jërëjëf.